Yoshi, you beautiful fucking bastard. You did it. Holy shit. You actually talked and you just said when patch update for matchmaking out. Fun. Let's go. That's goated, bro. Wait, next week means this upcoming week, right? Don't ask why I had to research this. I just I just want to guarantee to I just want to guarantee ×5 this bitch, because my brain, I'm tired, bro. Whatever. You know what? Even though I already know that he now just said when the shit's gonna come out, which is next week, you're still gonna go hear my rant, right? Just go listen to it, bro. Just all right. Here it starts. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am bored out of my mind playing Deadlock. I'm also just too lazy to get background footage. So here is me playing Balatro as Wraith for lower accuracy. Genuinely, have we ever hit an all-time low playing Deadlock? And it's definitely burnout, but it's not because we overplayed, but because there is a content drought, or is just a literal update drought. It doesn't even need new content yet. It's definitely too early for that. I could care less when the big update comes out, because the more they delay it, the bigger it's going to be, especially when we have two other mini major updates, being the matchmaking update and the revamp of it, and the big item announcement that Yoshi announced. The most recent patch was generally the worst thing ever. The fact that Haze got a buff on her knife and no ult nerf just kind of has me scratching my head and balls right now, because why the fuck would her last change before the recent Haze change be an ult buff, then straight into a knife buff right after, and give her bullet shred on her knife and fixation stacks on her knife? That makes completely zero fucking sense to me whatsoever. And I understand that the devs like to limit test and stuff to kind of find the even ground for when release happens, and to get the best quality of balance for, I guess, release. I don't know. But holy, would you think they would get some feedback from the people in the private test, knowing that they're mostly low ranks and just like two Eternus players, that being like Deathy and Goober or some bullshit like that. I don't remember personally, but I know that Deathly's definitely in there. Or maybe they shut it down. I think I heard something about that too, but I don't think I really give a fuck that much to really look into it. Maybe people wouldn't mind as much if we got, split queues earlier and a draft system on comp and a normal queue on casual queue, just have more safe, funny, focused builds to have the freedom to experiment builds and practice new heroes. But no, I feel like the only time we really get real feedback is when Deadlock Night Shift happens, because that's when pro teams, quote-unquote pro teams, start abusing bugs and glitches, which are bannable, by the way, and just using the most broken meta shit possible. They literally patched the urn abuse thing from one of the DNS tourneys that happened with melee creeps. So what's to say they can't easily patch the ridiculous changes that they made to Haze? But then I remember that they crashed the whole game and we couldn't load into it, trying to make a number negative with Trophy Collector when changed to a 1600. So running a number from positive to negative must still be like rocket science to them or something. And yes, I know it must be more complicated than I'm just poking fun at them, to be honest. But seriously though, the quality of matches are generally the worst they've been in a while, just because of the fact that we haven't really gone anything new. A lot of people already just kind of know what to run, what to use, who to use, and how to play them in the most broken way possible. Pretty much the meta has settled a little bit, and it's really getting frustrating because it's just getting beat or, barely winning against the same heroes that you've seen every single game. And it's really getting boring and frustrating, It's been literally half a year since we've gotten a last major update. And we're technically not even close to it yet, since like I mentioned, we still needed the matchmaking update and the item update before the major update happens for sure. Well, at least it's pretty much confirmed that we are getting the update before the major patch, which, to be honest, they can just combine the item update with the major update, considering all I've seen most people complain about is matchmaking so far. I literally have only been losing a lot. I've literally only been losing a lot that I literally dropped from Eternus 5 to Ascendant 6, and honestly, I'm kind of fine with it. I don't feel there is much value in being high rank anymore. I know I can achieve more in a more finished rank system that isn't really just kind of predicting whether or not you're going to go up or down a rank and stuff like that. And there really isn't much value to even being E6 in this game unless you play in a pro team and or a content creator, but you don't really have to be the best player in the world or a good player to be a content creator in Deadlock. You just have to be fun, and that's more of a bonus if I'm being completely honest, being high rank. All I can tell you right now is that I'm sticking to casual for most of the time if they do end up splitting, queues. I'm tired of playing ranked and ranked only, and the harsh reality of most games is that a majority of your player base is always going to be casual, no matter what. And it's also why a lot of games feel off, since people don't have the time to grind or just want to, be competitive. to that extent. I surely don't want to come home from work and start queuing ranked all day, all sluggish and tired sometimes. I just want to play the game and relax without having the extra feeling of pressure because some fucking little Gerald over here wants to get to E6, but he fucking sucks balls and only wants to complain to his teammates, you know? Some people would say, oh, well, just play another game.
No.
Deadlock fun, and I only feel like playing Deadlock. Who the fuck are you to tell me I can't queue the game that I want to play? My addiction to misery sometimes fills the void with joy, no matter if it's harmful or not. So in other words, there is no other game that's as fun as Deadlock right now, so I choose to play Deadlock even though it's just, pisses me, it's just pissing me off sometimes. I swear to God, Yoshi, I don't give a flying fuck what is being set in stone right now and the fact that you're probably 5 steps ahead from what we already know. So some updates, just sometimes don't make sense or some changes don't make sense. But if at the bare minimum there isn't a split queue with draft and comp only and a normal queue in casual, then genuinely you're just rage baiting everybody and the major update just, better be so good that it cures cancer. Because I swear to you, most of the games aren't even a team diff at this point. It's more of a draft diff. You give the enemy team 3 tanks, 2 DPS, and 1 healer, and we get no tank, 5 DPSs, and 1 shitty healer that plays more of a gun hybrid. If Yoshi can't seem to get through his head the same regurgitated rants that literally most of the community has for Deadlock, then maybe we should delay the game release for another maybe year or 2 because I seriously don't want Deadlock to fail. Which I'm also being completely honest, I don't see that happening. I think Deadlock's going to be a very massive success on release. It's going to be probably one of the biggest games of all time even, because this is probably going to be one of the first MOBAs that can be a little more open to a wider audience. And it feels very different from any game that I've played, especially movement-wise, which if the movement is good and gives you a lot of freedom, it usually caters to a lot of people that really like to have fun with movement stuff. Especially if it's been proven with time that if a game has a really good movement, usually it can be like a fucking banger of a video game. Especially with shooter aspects and then combine that with hero aspects. Like I'm sure people are tired of hero shooters, but this one is definitely feels very refreshing. I believe in the devs to make a banger of a video game, and I can't wait for this game's release. I'm going to drop at least $500 on monetization when the game gets skins or crates or whatever they choose to do. Because I love this game so much. I think I have like almost 4,000 hours and I'm not really tired of it, but right now I'm just kind of bored of it. That I'm not willing to play it, but I'm still willing to talk about it and stuff like that and still try and get people that I know in my life to play the game because it's that fun to me to still be a part of Deadlock and stuff. But anywho, thank you for watching. I felt like doing this just because I was bored as hell, but I still love Deadlock too, with all my hearts and stuff and all the cheesy stuff that you would probably hear from other people. But if this video gets 500 likes, then I will do variety videos until the update drops because, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to play Deadlock right now, but I like Deadlock, like I said. Anywho, GG's. Bye-bye.